Hello, this is Kirsten here and welcome back to my channel. As you know, this month from July 5th until the end of the month, I will be posting one new video here every single day, and I'm going to talk about our hormones, overtraining and problems associated with that, undereating and problems associated with that, how to recover from these issues, and then finally, how to arrive at this balanced place where you're not overtraining, you're not undereating, but you're also not only resting all the time and you're also not taking in too much food. So how do you arrive in this balanced place where you're feeling healthy and happy most of the time? Today we're talking about movement and how movement can help you to regulate your hormones. So if you have some problems with your hormones, especially if you have problems with your periods, they're either super irregular, or they are missing altogether, or your cycles are anovulatory, which means that you don't ovulate. You may be getting your period but you don't ovulate, then this video is going to be for you. We're talking about how you can use movement to help with these issues. And now if somebody tells you that if you have missing periods or they're super irregular, you just have to rest and do nothing. Just stay home, lie down, lie on a couch, watch Netflix, and that's all you do. Honestly, if somebody gave me this advice and told me that I have to sit on a couch and watch Netflix, that would only make things worse, because I have to get outside, I have to move my body, I have to get some sunshine. And I don't think that this is healthy advice for anyone unless you are completely so exhausted that movement's literally dangerous for you. Then yeah, you may need a period of time, but this is not most of us. Most of us have been pretty active and most of us like to move. So now telling us that we have to sit on our butts and just eat, I don't think this is helpful advice. There are things that we can do in order to start feeling better, and today we're talking about movement. The first mindset shift that needs to happen is that we have to go from doing more and more intense to what do I actually want to do? How do I actually feel today? What feels good for me? There's a big difference because we are so used to pushing ourselves and then telling ourselves that this is what we feel like. I know a lot of times we're like, yeah, this is me time. Just running just makes me feel so good. At the same time, it actually makes us feel really exhausted. And if we were completely honest with ourselves, we would take more rest days. The problem is just here. We just think that we're not supposed to take more rest days, or we're like a bad or lazy person, or we have this intense fear of getting fat and what is everybody going to think? So that's why we actually keep running. So check in with yourself and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it really me time, or am I just pushing myself because I feel bad or wrong for doing it? And then ask yourself, why do I feel like this is wrong? And you understand that you actually are doing yourself a disservice. You're not actually listening to your body, because if your body is depleted, it's tired, it's stressed out, and it's sending you the signals. And one of the signals is missing periods or very irregular periods sometimes. Then these are the signs that you need more rest. We have to talk about cortisol before we get to the tips how to use movement to start feeling better. Cortisol is a stress hormone that is released every time when the body senses that it's in danger. So the cortisol's job is to save you, is to make sure that you're ready to go, that you're alert. So that's why the cortisol is there, to help us cope with the situation. And it's a great thing. The thing with cortisol and sex hormones is that they are made from the same mother hormone. Let's call it the mother hormone, pregnenolone. If the body is in a stressed out situation all the time, if you're overtraining yourselves all the time, if you have a lot of stress, which comes from different kinds of sources, then it chooses to make more cortisol because it thinks we're in danger. And there's going to be way less focus on the sex hormone production. And that's why we get in trouble. That's why our periods get weird or go away completely. So now let's get to the solutions. How can you use movement to start feeling better? The first thing is to just start walking more. And by walking, I mean slow, relaxing, calming walks. I don't mean 10-mile hilly hikes every single day. This is a completely different thing. And when you are outside at a park, you're taking this casual light stroll and just getting some sunshine, and maybe you're talking to people, maybe you don't want to talk to anyone if you're introverted, and then you just put your headphones on and then you listen to your favorite podcast or you catch up with a friend. This is very different from pushing yourself to go on a really hilly hike, and make sure you find the hike that is the hardest, that's the longest, that has the most hills. I know it really well because this was me too. How many hills are there? Is it hard enough? Do I have to climb a lot? Yes, let's do it. But this has to change, because this is again coming from the perspective like, how can I do more? How can I push myself harder? And it's not to say that it's always a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's not necessary if you are already stressed out. So rather choose those flat, nice casual walks that make you feel really, really good and relaxed. Another thing, you may now say that, okay, I get it. I have to calm my body down a little bit. Runs on Sundays, I'm going to do 60 minutes only. Honestly, this is not going to make a big difference. What makes a big difference, for example, is either you go for a walk, like I said before, or you take a yoga class and you just give your body the opportunity to rest and recover and let your central nervous system also to calm down. Because when you are running a ton, it's up. Your cortisol production is high all the time. So now if you take a yoga class that truly relaxes you, I'm not talking about like a hot yoga class or this like core power, let's go as hard as we can, let's get as much sweat as we can. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about relaxing class. Like yin is a great class. If you want to do vinyasa, it is a little bit more intense, but then you can do it. Just you don't always have to do everything. You know that you can always lie down and take a break in child's pose, or skip the full chaturanga and just modify that, or rest more. Just try to really tune in a little bit more and understand what your body really needs, and understand that the yoga class is not a competition against yourself or anybody else in the class. You're there to relax your nervous system. This should be your focus. The next thing is that if you go to the gym to walk on the treadmill and then you're texting and then you're checking your work emails and you're just feeling more stress coming at you, then this is not going to be very helpful. If you're getting more stressed out, you are in this gym environment with loud music and lots of people and lights and everything, and then you're texting, and then you may be getting some bad news or some new work stuff that you have to take care of. Imagine that and then compare that to walk outside in nature, where you're getting your vitamin D, hopefully it's sunny outside, where you are actually resting and relaxing and enjoying your walk, where you are just taking in fresh air. These are two very different scenarios, and it's obvious which one you want to choose. If your body is stressed out and on high alert all the time, you really want to choose that nature setting. I know that sometimes it's not possible to do that, and sometimes you have to go to the gym or walk on a treadmill or the elliptical to just get your movement in. But even then, try to make it as calming as possible. Maybe listen to something calming, listen to podcasts. Don't be on your phone or checking your emails constantly. One of the things that you definitely want to give up for a little while is doing super high intensity workouts. If your hormones are not happy, then doing super high intensity workouts is not going to be helpful. If you feel like you cannot stay away from the gym, go to the gym. If you feel like you cannot stay away from the people that you see there, yeah, you can go, but do different things. Don't go there and do your high intensity workout. Instead, foam roll, for example, or use a trigger point ball, or work on your mobility, things that don't stress you out. Because remember, we don't want that. We want to calm your body. And foam rolling and stretching and mobility work are really great options. I know that they don't give you the same feeling. Of course they won't, because they're a totally different thing. But you already know that you don't want to stress your body too much. So that's why you have to choose the lighter, the more gentle activities. And the last thing, take some time to just relax and rest and chill. Believe me, there's nothing bad about it. You don't have to feel like, oh, I'm such a lazy person, I shouldn't be doing this, I have to run around and burn calories all the time because then I'm gonna get fat. I don't know what might happen. Try to relax and just go to the beach, for example, and lie down and rest, or lie down on a couch and read a book. There's nothing wrong about that, and your body will say thank you for that. So your goal is to calm your body down so that the stress level can come down and your hormones can come back to normal levels. Of course, there are so many other things that you can do in order to help your hormones heal and to start feeling better, but movement is definitely one of them. Again, I don't want you to stay sitting inside the entire time and do nothing, because that is not great for your mental health either. Just get outside, do things that make you feel good, and always start from how am I feeling, and always think, okay, my job here is to calm my body down, because having these hormonal imbalances means that my body is not feeling safe. How can I make it feel more safe? I have also put a lot of great resources for you. You can find them in the description. You can learn how to start recovering from overtraining. You can learn how to start eating if you have lost your period. And you can learn how to speed up your metabolism if that has slowed down. So I really recommend that you check out these resources below and that you come back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.